Senate Bill 188 by Senator Mitchell, an act relating to discrimination.
Senator Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, today I'm presenting SB 188, the Crown Act, the act to create a respectful and open workplace for natural hair. Colleagues, the purpose of introducing this bill and bringing it before you today is really twofold. First, to help dispel myths and educate those of you who need it about the unique qualities of black hair, its texture, and the black hair experience. Secondly, it's to challenge common held myths about what constitutes professionalism in the workplace. Until very recently, a Google image search for, quote, unprofessional hairstyles yielded only pictures of black women with their natural hair or wearing braids or twists. Although disheartening, this fact was not very surprising. Eurocentric standards of beauty have established the very underpinnings of what was acceptable and attractive in the media, in academic settings, and in the workplace. And so even though African Americans were no longer explicitly excluded from the workplace, black features and mannerisms remained unacceptable and, quote, unprofessional. Until recent decades, black men and women didn't often challenge these standards. They donned wigs or straightened their hair with harsh chemical relaxers to meet those Eurocentric standards. My colleague from Fresno reminded me about the conch, a chemical process that many African American men wore in the early 20th century. It was a hairstyle that was arduous, dangerous, and frankly, not even particularly attractive. For centuries, black people had no choice but to conform to harsh and expensive standards to change their natural appearance. Some people believe that this is an issue of the past, that we're beyond such outright discrimination based on appearance. And some, quite frankly, aren't quite sure that this is an issue at all. Federal and state law do protect individuals from discrimination based on religious hairstyles and head coverings. However, there are still far too many cases of black employees and applicants denied employment or promotion, even terminated because of the way they choose to wear their hair. I have heard far too many reports of black children humiliated and sent home from school because their natural hair was deemed unruly or a distraction to others. Can we truly say that equity exists when our children are denied the right to learn in class because of the characteristics of their hair? Where is the justice when black men and women are denied access to economic advancement because of their natural appearance? Braids, twists, and locks should also be my protected right to choose. We're talking about hairstyles like mine, quite frankly, which would, without question, fit in an image of professionalism if bias or negative stereotypes were not involved. The supposed race-neutral workplace grooming policies that ban braids, twists, cornrows, or locks may apply to employees or applicants of all races. However, they have a disparate impact on black men and women. This means that these policies are far more likely to exclude black people from the workplace than people of any other race. There are those in opposition who believe that the bill will result in frivolous claims that will burden employers, or that the bill will prevent employers from requiring the wearing of hair nets or other protective hair covering. Colleagues, that is not the truth. However, by clarifying that hair texture and hairstyles are tied to racial identity, this bill actually helps make employers aware of traits that have been historically excluded and helps them create grooming policies that will foster inclusion and diversity. SB 188 protects black employees and students from being forced to conform to a non-inclusive idea of a professional image at the expense of their personal choice. With that, I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Mitchell. Members, any discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
May I close?
Certainly. Senator
appreciate
Mitchell, would
that.
you like to close?
I would. I just wanted to add a point that we as a body consistently show a capacity as members of the Senate to understand and empathize with those who aren't like us, who come from different backgrounds, ethnicities, culture, or religion. I believe that any law, policy, or practice that sanctions a job description that immediately excludes me from a position, not because of my capacity or my capabilities or my experience, but because of my hairstyle choice, is long overdue for reform. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote of SB 188.
Ayes 37, no 0, the measure passes.